Welcome to the first episode of SamoHilights, where we keep you up to date on the best of Samo High activities. I'm Bridget Bastidas.
And I'm Jalen Morales. Tonight we'll be visited by the Samo High basketball team, ambassadors for the Black Student Union, members of the boys varsity water polo, and Samo High's very own Running with speakers.
Looks like we have a great show ahead of us. Stay tuned on SamoHilights.
Joining us tonight, we have Coach Shaun Higgins and Senior New Williams from Samo High's champion basketball team.
But first, let's take a look at this. Wow, what a great looking team, Coach Higgins and you. Welcome.
So, Coach Higgins, is the team ready for the season?
Right now, I would say that we're a work in progress. We aren't ready from the aspect that we've got guys out and we have a lot of young guys learning the offense still. But by the time December comes, for our first game, we will be ready to go.
And how intense would you say your practices are?
Practices are very intense. We go from 0 to 100 really quick. We hold each other accountable, and everyone in the gym works very, very hard to get better at their game.
New, I imagine the whole team is like a family. Does that help or hurt the team progress?
It definitely helps because you want to know that the guy to your right and the guy to your left is behind you and has your back at all points in time. So it definitely helps that we have a family and that we're gelled together because that makes it flow much cleaner on the court.
So, Coach, is there any academic support system for the players?
Well, during sixth period, we have a study hall and Coach Heck's room every day. And we also have a night owl program in the tech building where we have all of our student athletes and just regular students come in and work after hours between 7 and 9 to work on all of their academic needs.
Wrapping things up, does the pressure to win ever become too much for a player?
Speaking personally for myself, I don't believe it does because when you want to win, when you have that drive to win, there's nothing that's going to stop you. You know, you just want to do it. So you have no doubt in your mind that it's going to happen.
Thank you both so much for coming and speaking with us. We'll be right back with the ambassadors from the Black Student Union.
Samo High has a broad range of clubs and activities that students can participate in. Here's a clip of one of Samo High's most influential clubs, the Black Student Union. Our next guests are Treasurer Carlin Hayes and Advisor Nicole Toussaint of SamoHights Black Student Union.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Carlin, what exactly does BSU do?
Well, BSU, it's a club. We like to fundraise. We like to do community service. We've been thinking about doing a little gallery before Apollo Night, which is one of our main fundraisers. And we do rites of passage, which is like a coming of age ceremony for our participants. And yeah.
Interesting. And what do you hope to accomplish? Are there any special projects you guys are working on?
Well, we really want to do the gallery for Apollo Night, and we've been really wanting to do like a monthly fundraising or community service project, and that's our main focuses right now.
Is BSU exclusive, or is it open to any and every race, all the students?
Well, BSU actually stands for Black Student Union, but even though it's the Black Student Union, the focus of the BSU is to promote awareness about cultural acceptance for African American students, Black students, as well as just to bring all students together. So it's not an exclusive club for Black students, it's for all students. And BSU also stands for Beautiful Student Union. So we like to say it's for all students, anybody who wants to learn more about Black student culture and about awareness of things that are going on in the Black community.
Historically, how has BSU helped SamoHights community?
Well, I know for me personally, it gave me just a place to be with other kids that look like me, and it raises awareness for like other kids in the school, and it's just a nice place to be.
And definitely I can speak from my standpoint of being a new teacher at SamoHigh, and it's good to work with the African American students and work with all students, but work with African American students from a perspective of a teacher who was involved in her Black Student Union when I was in high school, as well as when I went to college. I was very involved in my Black Student Union when I was in college. And it's a family, it's a very close-knit bond. And not all the students who are a part of the Black Student Union are African American, but it really promotes issues and social awareness about things that are going on, because as you notice, there's a lot of things on the news going on right now with the African American community. So those issues are some of the things that we talk about, and we try to promote a positive awareness of what's going on in the Black community instead of always focusing on the negative, and definitely promoting students to take a higher path.
Yeah.
Right. So BSU meets every Tuesday during lunch in room T213.
Yes.
Ms. Toussaint, is there anything that you'd like to add?
Well, I'd definitely say for all students who are interested in coming out to BSU, come out on Tuesdays. We have our general body meetings, and then we also have our executive board meetings on Thursday, which are also open not just to the executive board, for anyone who wants to come in and see what we're doing, what we're planning, and decisions that we're making, and also things that we're talking about, because we're trying to not just promote awareness in the community at SamoHigh. We're also trying to branch out from SamoHigh and be involved in just the community around the school as well.
Thank you so much for meeting with us today.
We'll be right back after this short break. Here to speak on that is co-chair Diane Reynolds and Dillion's Vice President Omid Partovi.
It's great to have the two of you here. Omid, what is the college fair?
The college fair is basically an event where students from SamoHigh go into the South Gym, and there's 100 colleges, and they gain information about the colleges and learn what their recommendations are and how to get in and get interested in what colleges they basically want to go to for the future.
Omid, how are SamoHigh's Dillions involved in the college fair?
The SamoHigh Dillions, basically 1 hour before the college fair, helps escort the college representatives, there are 100 of them, to the gym and get set up and basically make them feel comfortable and provide food and other sorts of things.
Omid, what should students look for when choosing a college?
They should look for if they like the campus, if they think that the environment there is good, and if they meet the qualifications for it, and if it's not like too high above their expectations, and if they feel comfortable there.
And how do you think students should go about choosing their major?
I think they shouldn't just decide on it too quickly. Maybe take a bunch of classes, see what they're interested in, and there's no rush because you could also figure out what you want to major in college.
Right.
Yeah.
Diane, do you think students should visit the campus before committing to one school?
You know, I think it's a really good idea if you have an opportunity to visit a campus to go to the school. Not everybody has that opportunity, so gathering as much information as you can ahead of time is really helpful. But actually being on campus will give you a feel. Is it the right environment? Is it an urban environment or more rural? And it'll help you feel a little more comfortable.
Diane, what do colleges expect from high school students?
You know, I think they expect, well, actually it probably depends on what you want to go to college for. So some are going to be more focused on academics, and others may be more interested in specialty majors like fine arts or business, engineering, etc. So they want to see your grades, they want to see you have outside interests, they want to see a diverse interest in things that you're passionate about, things like that.
So students usually rush to join clubs their senior year. Would colleges consider that good or bad?
Well, I think they probably are looking for students that have a little more continuity in their interests. So if you are interested in joining a club, maybe thinking about it in your freshman or sophomore year and staying with it for at least 2 or 3 years is a better idea than joining 4 clubs in your senior year.
Well, thank you both so much for coming. We'll be right back. Tonight, 2 players from Samo High's Zealous water polo team will be joining us. But first, let's look at one of their meets.
John, Nick, welcome. So, John, how prepared is the team this season?
I'd say we're pretty prepared. I mean, we've been training this whole season, and I think we're going to have a great year this year.
So, Nick, how did the team actually train for the season?
We went through extensive conditioning and weight training with the school's Kermit Cannon. He's a really great coach, and he's a really nice guy. We get a lot of work out from him.
Nick, how intense do the practices get?
It really depends on our point in the season. Earlier in the year, they're more based on the conditioning, and then as we get later into the season, we start to work on fundamentals and conditioning also.
So, John, how close is everyone on the team?
I'd say we're pretty close. We're one big family on water polo. It's a pretty good experience.
John, and would that say hurts or helps them?
I would say it helps us. I mean, we really have gotten to know each other in the water, and we play like a team.
So, John, I believe you had a meet today. How was that?
It went pretty good. We didn't win, but we played a really good team, and we had a really good game, actually.
That's good.
Well, thank you both for coming. We hope you succeed in the future.
Thanks.
We'll be back shortly with our last guests of the evening. Our last guests tonight are two students from the technical club called Running with Speakers. These students are responsible for behind the scenes of almost all the Samo High major events. Let's take a look.
Well, that looked very exciting. Emma, Sarah, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us. So, Sarah, what does it take to be a member of Running with Speakers?
We need members that are really responsible. They have a lot of time to be able to do events. We really want people that can commit to the club.
Sarah, what are your responsibilities?
My responsibilities as president, I run the Halloween costume contest, I run meetings, I stay on top of all the events that we have to do, etc.
Is it ever difficult being responsible for all of these events?
It's definitely a stressful job. A lot of times, some of the members will get rowdy at times, and I'll have to, kind of babysit them, put them in a place. But it does have its rewards.
Emma, but it's not business all the time, is it?
No, we have a lot of fun time with all the members, and just last week we held a small party for our teacher, Mr. Wishart, who was having a birthday.
Emma, what are some of your responsibilities?
Well, I get to show up for events and set up the events and just show up.
So, Sarah, how can students join Running with Speakers?
Anyone can join. You don't have to have experience. You just have to be willing to participate. And the way to join is to start showing up to meetings and talk to me, get involved. We hold our meetings Tuesdays at lunch in H123.
Tonight, we've met the many faces of Samo High and learned about the hard work and dedication that goes on behind the scenes.
We want to thank you all of our guests for coming on and speaking with us tonight. I'm Bridget Bastidas.
And I'm Jalen Morales. This has been SamoHilights.